Welcome to iRate Classic. Today I'm going to be rating WrestleMania 3. I'm calling this one the better WrestleMania out of the original 3. One is pretty good, and you'll see my opinion as we go in through the rest of the matches. And I have to say, one of them goes beyond a 10 out of 10, and I think you all know what that one is from WrestleMania 3, and it will be a big shocker when we get there. First match was the Connection, which was Rick Mantell and Tommy Sink defeating Bob Orton and the Magnificent Muraco. I thought this did a good job of getting the show people ready for the show, so I gave it a 4 out of 10. I think. Let me check. It's a 4 out of 10. I think it was nice and quick, but it just felt too one-sided for me to give it any higher than a 4 out of 10. But that doesn't mean I didn't like the match. It just means that it was a bit boring. Next match was Billy Jack Haynes versus Hercules Hernandez. I gave this a 5 out of 10. It ended in a double countout. I thought this match was decent. It was just two big men fighting, and overall it was, I'm going to say, not an instant classic, but it was decent enough for me to, like it. It's not like the other WrestleManias. I didn't have a problem with this match. I think it told a good story in the ring, and overall I enjoyed it very much so. And I think that this is definitely what WrestleMania is known for. Two people fighting and killing each other when they can. And I think this does a less good of a job than Andre and Hulk Hogan does, but it still tells a story. Next match was, let me see, Hillbilly Jim, Haiti Kid, and Little Beaver, who were two little people defeating King Kong Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Littlebrook, his two little people. It was a mixed match. It was a mixed tag team match with two little people and two big people, and King Kong Bundy got disqualifying for hitting Little Beaver and squishing him. This match I gave a 5 out of 10. I thought it told an interesting story. I liked what the little people did in the ring. Of course, they didn't call them little people back then, but I'm doing it out of respect. And overall, I thought it was a very good match. Even though it was quite quick, it was only 3 minutes. It told a story. And that's what most of this WrestleMania does. It told stories. Some of them being good, others not so good. Next match was Harley Race versus the Junkyard Dog. The loser had a bow and won the crown. I gave this a 1 out of 10, and Harley Race won by pinfall. I thought this match was just not good at all, because Junkyard Dog should have won. He basically destroyed Harley Race through the whole match and still somehow lost, and I thought that was a stupid ending to what could have been a good match if they gave them both time and energy to actually perform a little bit, but that's not what happened. So what I think about this match is it could have been better. It was just so bad and stupid the way it ended. Harley Race just came back out of nowhere and won the match. That it could have been done way better. Next match was the Dream Team of Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus Beefcake defeating the Rougeaus brothers, Jacques Rougeau and Raymond Rougeau. I gave this match a 6 out of 10. I thought it told an interesting story, and the fact that Dino Bravo came in at the end and celebrated with Greg the Hammer Valentine, essentially kicking out Brutus Beefcake for almost making them lose the match, was quite funny. Dino Bravo got in the ring and helped the Dream Team win, and essentially that was the wraps for what's his face, Oh, I know what's his face. Brutus Beefcake. And the next match, all I'm gonna say is the next match is where he gets the barber gimmick from, which will be important to know for WrestleMania 4. And also, the thing to know about Brutus Beefcake is every time he loses from now on, it's going to be something stupid. It's going to be by count out, pinfall, submission. From now on, if you see a WrestleMania match with him and he doesn't win it, just know it's because one of those reasons. Because they protected him just as they did Hulk Hogan, almost like he was the best wrestler on planet Earth. Next match was a hair versus hair match between Roddy Piper and uh Adrian Adonis, where Roddy Piper won by submission, and I gave this match an 8 out of 10. I thought this match was one of the greatest matches of WrestleMania. It should be remembered as such. What I liked about this match is it told the story. Brutus Beefcake cut his hair. It was a hair versus hair match. They promised the stipulation to go, you would get your hair shaven bald, but they didn't keep their promise to that because Adrian Adonis just got his, not Adrian Adonis, but oh yeah, Adrian Adonis just got his hair snipped a little bit. He didn't even look bald. It was just half what they promised, half what they didn't. But overall, the match itself was, I think, iconic. Roddy Piper throwing Jimmy Hart on Adrian Adonis was pretty cool. And they used a strap as a weapon in the match, and overall, a belt strap as a weapon. And I thought it was just a very cool and interesting match. And I think this is one of the better WrestleMania matches out of this night overall. Next match was Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart defeating Tito Santana and the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid by pinfall. I gave this match a 3 out of 10 because it was half of this match was just Dynamite Kid getting his butt handed to him, and then the other half was Danny Davis coming in and then getting his butt kicked. It was quite boring, and there was already like a few other tag team matches on the show, and it felt like everything was just all set together. After watching all the other tag team matches that did it better, the 2 other tag team matches that just did it better, it was just boring to watch because you already seen 2 tag team matches and then almost in a row, and then you see another tag team match, and tonight had 4 tag team matches and 2 title matches, and overall I have to say that this was pretty lame. The next match was Koko B. Ware versus Butch Reed, with Butch Reed defeating Koko B. Ware by pinfall. I gave this match a 5 out of 10 despite only being 3 minutes. They each got their momentum in, and I thought it was pretty cool of a match. It went back and forth through those 3 minutes, and I really liked how it was kind of fast paced, and ultimately it was a good match, a decent match. And if it went even longer, I think it could have been one of the matches of the night. But the next match is the show stealer. It's so good that I give the highest rating I possibly can give it to it. It's gone past a 10. And I think it's one of the most iconic WrestleMania moments, and you might agree or disagree with me on this. The next match is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat defeating Randy Savage for the WWF Intercontinental Championship by pinfall. I gave this match an 11. This is one of the best matches I've seen by far of any of the WrestleManias. I thought it was pretty cool, pretty even the way through. I liked the referee bump. George the Animal Steel, who had a good match with Randy Savage last year, came back for this year to help Ricky Steamboat. I thought it told an interesting story in the ring, and overall, Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat had a epic match, or at least in my opinion, epic match. This went 14 minutes, and those 14 minutes got you hooked in. And that's what I could say about some of these matches. They didn't necessarily get you hooked in. By far, this match and the rest of the WrestleMania card has been far the best, in my opinion. WrestleMania 3, by far out of the original 3, has been the best. And this one match just elevated this one's score to being good, to being one of the best WrestleManias ever, in my opinion. This match was the Honky Tonk Man defeating Jake the Snake Roberts by pinfall, and I gave this match a 5 out of 10. I thought this match was fun overall, but it could have been better. I think if it went a little bit longer, it could have been better. It just didn't do much for me. It's a decent match. That's all I could say about it. It's the Honky Tonk Man versus Jake the Snake. What more could I say about it? Next match is Nikolai Koloff and the Iron Sheik defeating the Killer Bees, Brian Blair, and Jim Bazin. I don't know how to say that name, by disqualification. This match got an absolute 0. It was awful. That's all I can say about it. I don't want to talk about this longer than I have to. It was so awful. It gets a 0. It didn't tell a good story, and the wrestling stunk. Next match is for the WWF Championship, where Hulk Hogan defeated Andre the Giant by pinfall. This match I gave a 7 out of 10 to. This match was basically all Andre. Hogan made a comeback, slammed Andre the Giant, but I think it told a good story. What happened in the match and what happened against it made this the best main event compared to the semi-main event, which absolutely stunk the house down. This gave people some amount of an excitement, but by this time Andre was very limited. You hear people say that a lot. If I had to give this show a grading, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10, and this is Comet Cookie 73. Goodbye.